Let me start off by saying it is very, very good to be home. Thank you for also that gracious introduction. First and foremost, I want to say congratulations to the class of 2018. You all did it. Also, I want to thank Mr. Bobby Steele, Ms. Roy and Royer Engel, the Multicultural Center, and the Celebration of Excellence Committee for having me here tonight. When Bobby emailed me asking me to come, I was humbled and honored. Humbled that a university I love so much would ask for me to come back. And honored that I have the privilege of addressing the future leaders of this city, this state, and this country. I've always loved the title of this event, the Celebration of Excellence. Now, many universities call this type of event a multitude of things, the Black graduate ceremony, minority convocation, but here, we don't just want to celebrate the fact that you're graduating. We want to celebrate the fact that you're excellent. This isn't my first celebration of excellence. I've attended 3 and participated in 1, and every time I was here, the speaker would talk about what a momentous occasion this is, how amazing this weekend is, and how this is the catalyst to the rest of your life. And while all those things are true, I don't believe the Multicultural Center brought me here all the way from Atlanta to tell you what you already know. This weekend, everyone will be gassing you up. Everyone will be telling you how kind, how smart, how important you are. I have seen your Instagrams and your Facebooks of likes and comments of the "You Go Girls," and I'm so proud of you, and the congratulations. And while I echo all those sentiments, I'm not here to talk to you about this weekend. I'm here to talk to you about Monday. And what happens when you've lost that cap and gown, you've either thrown it in your trunk or thrown it away, and that little red diploma frame, you gave it to your mama, or it's under your bed, or it's in your trunk, or it's gone somewhere, when all the hype and the fanfare has stopped, when people are no longer telling you how excellent you are, I want to talk to you about Monday and what excellence looks like then. So I know we're here to talk about you all, but I briefly want to tell you about my Monday. Like you, I graduated from Ball State on a Saturday, and as soon as graduation was over, I packed my books, bags, Bibles, and belongings, and was on the first thing smoking to Washington, D.C. I was gonna start my dream internship at a fancy firm in downtown D.C., and I knew that this would be the opportunity that jump-started my legal career. I walked into the boardroom on Monday morning, still reeling off of the excitement of graduation. And as I took my seat and surveyed the room, I realized that I was only one of 3 girls of any sort of melanin. And being the only Black girl in the room didn't bother me. I did go to Ball State, but I did know the usual icebreaker: name, age, where you're from, what school you went to. And as the first guy started, he went to Harvard, the next Yale, Princeton, Georgetown, UCLA, Chicago, Berkeley, Brown. I mean, you name an Ivy League school, it was in that room. And then they got to me. And I was like, hey y'all, I'm Stephanie, I'm from Miami, and I went to Ball State. And if you've ever told anyone outside of the state of Indiana where you went to school, you know the question that follows. And I was like, Indiana. And they're like, oh, IU? And I was like, no, it's not IU, it's not Purdue, it's not Notre Dame, it's in Indiana, let's move on. Because I know how the spiel is gonna go. And so we got broken off into our groups, and I was placed in a cubicle with 2 other guys. And while they were the nicest guys I had ever met, they spoke about things that I just couldn't relate to. Like the Harvard versus Yale football game, or weekends at Cape Cod and Martha's Vineyard, or the Harvard celebrity golf tournament. And in that moment, something changed. While on Friday, sitting in this room like you all, with my regalia and my stole, I felt so excellent. On Monday, sitting in that cubicle, I didn't feel excellent. I felt inadequate. I felt like I was there on accident, that this must have been a mix-up in paperwork, that I was a fraud, and if I just didn't say anything for those 12 weeks, if I kept my head down and just did what I was told, no one would realize that I was incompetent or inadequate. You know, I wish I could stand here and tell you that somebody gave me a pep talk, or I remembered what my Celebration of Excellence speaker said, and I walked into the boardroom that next week or that next month with my head held high. But that's not the case. I spent the next 12 weeks keeping to myself, hoping no one noticed me. At the end of my internship, we had to meet with the partners to do an exit interview. And he said, Stephanie, you know, you did good work. And I beamed with pride because I wasn't shooting for excellence, but at least I was competent. And then the next thing he said crushed me. He said, Stephanie, you did good work this summer, but we just wish we would have gotten to know you better. And then it hit me. The reason that I wasn't invited for intern partner lunches, the reason I wasn't given any perks or any extra tasks was not because of the usual things of bias we think of. It wasn't because of where I was from or my gender or my race or how I wore my hair. It was because of me. It was because I spent 12 weeks looking to my left, looking to my right, comparing myself to those in cubicles around me, instead of seeing the opportunity I had in front of me, the opportunity of a lifetime to be excellent and to achieve. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stephanie, what does that have to do with me or the price of tea in China? Well, I'm here to tell you that when your Monday comes, do not get in your own way. Do not allow yourself to succumb to the inclination to start comparing yourself to the person in the cubicle next to you, or to that girl you always see on Instagram who you swear is gold, or to that guy on Facebook who's already had 2 promotions and drives a nicer car than you could ever think of. Do not allow yourself ever, even for a second, to give into the fear that you are not enough, because not only are you enough, you are excellent. And I know that's easy to believe sitting here today. I know with your regalia and your cap and your gown on and in your Sunday best, you believe that you're excellent. But I want you to believe that on Monday too. And maybe you're thinking, I don't have a job after this. Nothing is coming for me on Monday. Or maybe you didn't get into graduate school this application cycle. I am here to tell you that is okay. As someone who is intimately familiar with failure, I am here to tell you to keep pressing, keep trying, keep pushing. Keep going, because your timeline is not everybody else's timeline. Do not let your self-esteem, your fears, your failure, your background get in the way of taking hold of what God has for you. I believe that you were born when you were and you graduated when you did for such a time as this. And maybe you didn't do it in 4 years. Maybe you didn't do it in 5. Maybe not even in 6. I want to tell you, graduates, that that does not matter. What does matter is that you speak, you act, you talk, you walk in your excellence at all times, no matter what. I don't think I'm telling you anything new when I say this country is at a crossroads. We are in a time when we need excellence. We need people of color, who are going to treat others with respect, to be equitable, to be honest, to be truthful, because that is true excellence. And when you meet your Monday, when you walk into your dream job, hopefully making lots of money, when you walk into grad school for your first day of orientation, I hope and I sincerely pray that you will be CC'd on every email. I hope that you will be welcomed in at the table. I hope that you will be invited to every meeting. But if and when your superiors, your supervisors, your subordinates, your coworkers, or your colleagues try to deter you from your destiny or try to dissuade you from your mission, if they do not invite you to the table, bring your own folding chair. Refuse to be defined. Refuse to be defined or confined by low expectations others may have of you. Because excellence is not a feeling. It is not defined by your pedigree. It is defined by your work, your morals, and your character. That, graduates, is true excellence. There are people in this White House who try and say you can't or you won't do something because of where you come from, because of what your GPA is, because of your race, your gender, your sexual orientation. But graduates, hear me when I say, I do not care if you graduated magna cum laude or thank the laude that you're sitting here. Your past does not dictate. Your past does not dictate your future. Do not use what may have happened to you in the past as a crutch, because excuses are what? Tools of the incompetent. And somebody, somewhere is waiting for you to be who God has called you to be. The world, your neighbors, your families, they are waiting for you to be the change that you want to see. They need you. Do not succumb to the fears of failures or the thoughts of inadequacy or self-doubt. Graduates, promise me today. Actually, no, don't promise me, because y'all don't know me personally, y'all don't know me anything. Promise them. Promise them, the people who cheered you on since day one, the people who rooted for you when you wanted to give up, the people who told you you could do it even in your darkest moments. Promise them that you will never ever settle for mediocrity. Promise them that you will always strive for excellence, and that you will never ever give up on your dreams, because they have invested too much into you for you to be anything but excellent. So I want to leave you with these words, because as much as I believe in all of you, as much as I believe that every single one of you can go out there and make a difference and change the world, I know that there will be dark days. I know that there are going to be days that, try as you might, you will feel like you just don't cut it. And on those days, I didn't go to War and Peace or some kind of philosophical book. The words that got me through actually come from my little cousin's favorite bedtime story. And they're as follows. You are here for a reason. You certainly are. The world would be different without you by far. You're here for a reason. It's totally true. You're part of a world that is counting on you. So don't be too worried if some days you fall flat. Good things can happen even from that. Life can be tricky, there isn't a doubt. You'll skin your knees trying to figure it out. But life works together, the good and the bad, the silly, the awful, the happy and sad. To paint a big picture we can't always see, a picture that needs you, most definitely. Graduates, the world needs you. We need you to go out there and make a difference, to stay true to yourself, to your values, and to your goals, and to change the world. Remember to remain present and in a constant state of gratitude. Enjoy the journey and go out there and make us all proud. Congratulations.